You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show. Powered by Ecstasy Media Productions. Let's get this rock up-rolling. Let's get this rock up-rolling. Let's get this rock. And now for your host, DJ Dog. Hey, I'm Doc, and welcome to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. I have one hell of a show lined up for you. Later on in the show, I'll be joined by Rioghan, and I've been wanting to have her on the show for quite a while now, and I had a great time talking with her. I think you guys will enjoy the interview. But let's get the rock rolling here. As I always say, I've got Drown Again's cover of Hallelujah. It's it's a great way to kick off the holiday season, and I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. So let's get the rock rolling. Here it is, Drown Again's Hallelujah. Enjoy.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. But you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne
heart. Was it just a dream? The count goes on and on. Endless sea of faces, expectations washed away. Oh, once again, now I sit and wonder, will the right one never come? When she does, will I know her? Or will she know me? How will I know when the right one comes in my life? 'Cause I'm so tired of wasting all my time. And how will I know when the right one is here to stay? She will be the one he sends my way. Another weekend night, another trip to town. Are we feeling brave tonight? Among so many lost souls, I'll have a drink or three, try to cover up all the scars left from past loves. We are ships in the night. How will I know when the right one comes in my life? 'Cause I'm so tired of wasting all my time. And how will I know when the right one is here to stay? She will be the one he sends my way. She will be the one the Lord sends my way. Oh,
before you slip into my mind, won't you spend a little time amongst the wasted? We the ones left behind. Grab my things, hit the road towards the world that I've been missing. Gotta find a place to call my own where I can spend a little time. Dare to dream when you don't belong, lone wolf down. Dance around the firelight, hand in hand we go. Let the piper play a song in the ashes that glow. Hush, don't make a sound, escape from where we've been bound. Open your eyes, isn't it profound? We are the left behind, the deeper minds, the renowned. We are the lost and round and round we go, no longer lost,
And that was the Cordell Winter Band with Feed Your Head. Before that, was the Word 66 with their song, How Will I Know? What I've got up next for you is Freya with Picture Perfect. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
Disordered thoughts, your driving force for putting a finger down your throat. A pattern from your darkest place, creating chronic remorse. The drug that enslaves, empowers self-hatred. You bend the truth, it keeps you safe. That's how you hold on to your faith. Kill the light, don't kill your light. Surrender, restore, and revive. Oh, how I wish you could see yourself through my eyes, but you're broken inside. Self-delusions ate you alive. Believe in me. yourself through my eyes. Kill the light, oh, kill your light. Surrender, restore and revive. Oh, how I wish you could see yourself through my eyes. But you're broken inside. Self-delusions hate you alive. Believing we all prove you wrong. Picture perfect, that's what you are. Picture perfect, that's what you
Hey, I'm Doc here on Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show. And today, guys, I'm joined by Rioghan. Rioghan, how are you?
Fine, thanks, and thanks for having me.
No problem. It's my pleasure. We've been looking forward to having you on the show for quite a while now. We've just been captivated by your music and been playing the hell out of it since we started, since we got it anyway. So I want to ask about the formation of your band. When did you guys start and where did you guys start?
This is a well, actually, it's not a long story, but at first I was just by myself and just writing poems, and then I decided that I want to make music. Or actually, I didn't decide that. I just thought maybe you could make music to that. And then I got together with some friends and we made the Black and Sky EP in 2021.
Yeah.
And after that, our ways parted, kind of. And then I found some new friends who wanted to make some cover songs with me. And then we did covers one. No, covers two. Sorry. Yeah, covers two. And after that, we decided to make a full album of own music. And back then, it wasn't really a band. It was kind of a project of some sort. There was just people who were involved in this project called Rioghan. And after the release of the album, Different Kinds of Losses, then we decided to kind of permanently get together with Teemu and Valtteri. And now that's a trio officially. And now when we got the live lineup going, we also got two more members, another guitarist, Tero, and bassist, Antti.
Very
So
cool.
it's kind of just, everything just kind of clicked. And it wasn't really hard to find these people. And when you found the right people, then you just know.
Yeah, definitely. So Rioghan is not your name, but where did you where did the name Rioghan come from?
Well, when I was writing poems, like for several years, maybe 10 years? I don't even know. For a long time.
Okay.
I wanted to have some kind of, artist name so I can hide behind it and not just publish them on my own, because some of those poems were kind of maybe controversial and also very personal to me. So it felt safer to have a different name that I could use. And then I just researched some stuff and that sounded cool. Rioghan Darcy. So that's what I picked.
There you go. So Rioghan, we did first get introduced to your music through a very good friend of mine, Yone from Olese. I know you know him. You guys are
Mm-hmm.
on their next at least you're on their next EP that's releasing soon. And he just spoke at length about you, and so I had to check you guys out. And one of the first songs that I heard from you guys is a song called Home. And
Yeah.
that song, I mean, I played the hell out of that song on the show. I mean, I played it for like almost a month and a half, every single show. I mean,
Okay.
you'd hear it.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, and we just fell in love with that song.
It really hit you.
It really did, and it's very catchy as well. What can you tell us about that song?
Well, that was kind of an interesting song because at first I hated it. It was the one song that I was like ready to drop off the whole album because I just couldn't get into it. I liked the lyric, that was good, and I liked some parts of the song, but then it just didn't. It felt too simple for me for some reason. But then I just kept listening to it because everyone else said, "This is good. This is a great song. Don't don't throw it away." And then I just kept listening to it, and then it kind of grew on me, and I started to see what maybe other people saw in that song, and now I actually like it, and it would have been a terrible mistake to leave that out.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. What's the concept behind it lyrically?
Well, that's kind of well, at first it felt like I was telling a story about Lucifer in that song, but then I kind of found some personal layers to it too. And then I changed the lyric a lot. It was very different when I first started, and then I just changed and revised and changed again, and then it just found its final form, I think. And it tells you a story about believing in something or someone that you just kind of, there's some person you look up to a lot and give your whole life to someone and kind of serve that person, and then you lose yourself in the process, and suddenly you realize that the person wasn't worth it, and then they just throw you away and your worship meant nothing.
Right.
So I think that's the short story behind it.
Very cool. And yeah, I absolutely love that song. Whenever I get the chance to play the hell out of that song, I definitely do. Another one that we have been playing a lot too is your song Bruises. And that one, like I didn't know you could scream like that. And
I didn't know either, but then I learned it.
so cool. And what can you tell us about that song?
That song was made by Leprosis Einar Solberry, and then I when I heard the demo first, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't do this! This is like I can't." and then it kind of out of spite, I decided that of course I can. And then I rehearsed it, and then I made the lyric for the song. Actually, that's kind of, I didn't really have to make a lyric for that. There was a poem ready, which popped into my mind when I first heard the demo, and I thought maybe this could be it. And then it was it, because I think the story in that poem was exactly the kind of, gives the kind of polarity that is already instrumentally in the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, actually.
Yeah, it's one of mine too. Along with Home. In this, both of those songs were on your album that released last year called "Different Kinds of Losses." Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that album is just extremely emotional. It's a very
it is.
yeah, it's a very powerful album, emotionally. It seems to deal with themes of loss, abuse. It's just a very powerful album. What can you tell us about that in the recording of that?
There were many layers to that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was the hardest part was maybe when 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 we did the final demos to the album,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I listened to it, and then I was like, can we do this? Is it like too personal, or like can I really do this?
Yeah.
Because there is so much emotion implemented in the songs and in the lyrics and everything, and I felt kind of exposed
Mm-hmm.
at that point.
Yeah.
But then when we had listened to the demos and decided that this is where we want to go and started to record the album, then it got a little easier, because then you just view it as a product in a way. So it was a bit easier. But yeah, I can tell you that the final vocal recordings were kind of that was an emotional roller coaster when you
For
have to go
sure.
through all those songs in 2 weekends and like really get into them and really
Mm-hmm.
get into the story and get the emotion out. That was it was kind of the best days of my life and also the worst.
I'm sure. Yeah, it seems like a very personal album, a very emotional album, and
Yeah,
it
yeah, it
just
is.
it's got its it's like in its sound, like you said, it's like an emotional roller coaster. I mean, it's got just blind fury, sometimes, but at other times it seems very somber and um kind of sad in a way. It's got that melancholy to it.
Yeah.
It's a great album. The artwork, who designed that?
The album artwork.
Yes.
That was a Finnish artist called Jan Jansen,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't really design that piece of art for the album. I found him,
Okay.
and I found his work, and then I just fell in love with that piece, and I asked him that maybe we could use it for
Okay.
the cover, and he was like, really, you want it? Because he's not like widely renowned at this
Mhm.
point, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe in future, but he was kind of stoked
Okay.
that we asked him, and that was very nice
Yeah.
somehow. But yeah, he agreed, and then I think because I see some people have said that this album cover is kind of weird considering the music. I don't know what it should be then, but to me it fits perfectly. And I see, because there is the blue and the red,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of it's in fractions, and I see like maybe ocean water
Mm-hmm.
and blood and some shards of glass
Mm.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it is to me. But everyone can see what they want to see, because it's kind of abstract in a way.
Yeah. It's when I listen to your music and I see it pop up on my player, the artwork for it, I'm like, that was one of the things I really wanted to ask you about, was why you chose that artwork, and it fits it. It fits it very well, and but it also kind of contrasts it, in a way. Whereas the music is kind of dark and melancholic,
Mm-hmm.
and whereas you have this bright blue and red artwork that goes along with it. It kind of contrasted, but it does it in a beautiful way. So I just wanted to ask you about
it pops
that.
up.
Do what now?
It pops up.
Yes, it does.
And you remember it.
Yes.
And I think that's the best part. And of course, one of my reasons behind that was because all the single covers were made with photography, and there were like portraits of some sorts, and I was in all the single covers. So with the album artwork, I wanted to take a different approach.
Very cool. Very cool. You guys just released a new EP called Covers 3. What can you tell us about that? There's 3 songs on that EP. We played a few of them. We're getting ready to play the one that we haven't played yet. There's 3 of them. You've got Toxic by Britney Spears, and then you've got Sweet Death by King Dude, and then you've got Lethian, which we haven't played yet, by Catatonia. What can you tell us about that?
Well, those are all 3 are my favorite songs from different eras. So that's kind of fitting. And I really like all of the lyrics of these songs.
Okay.
Because they are kind of weird, but then again very relatable in a way.
Very much so.
So that's why I would pick those exactly.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and play it. This is Rioghan's cover of Catatonia's song, Lethian. We'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number 1 free rock and metal radio show.
How long is the pattern going to speak for you? How far can your voice reach your song below the night? From my view, I can see you shadow where you are standing in the vision, cyan blue. Now, October, this time you won't be needing me. To run along the freeway, to weigh one's heart against the oncoming dark. You left me with the pills. We had plans, but you couldn't make it. Through the trees, what took you so long? The high grass. What took you so long? Translate the fire. The venoms rush inside your heart. How long can winter color your every word? And the skyline, past the houses and the cities, hyperopia, carmine red. this river. This time I will run along the freeway, weigh one's heart against the oncoming dark. You left me with the pills. We had plans, but you couldn't make it. Through the trees, what took you so long?
And that was Hexagon by Mist Descends. Before that, that was Abandon All with The Wolf and the Owl. What I've got up next for you is Endless Exam with I Ain't Your Toy. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
just got me as your toy. Go away. Go away. I close these days, get a door to myself. I push you aside, I push you aside. Finally, I close these days, get a door to myself. I push you aside, I push you aside. Look at them papers but your toes, the safer way. Take one final look, what you left behind. Then walk away, don't ever come back. This you made, the biggest mistake. I'm not going to play this game, 'cause I have had enough. I close these days, get a door to myself. I push you aside, I push you aside. Finally, I close these days, get a door to myself. I push you aside, I push you aside. I no longer breathe to be your toy. I no longer breathe to be your fantasy. I no longer breathe to travel the black sea. It's time to face the reality. I close these days, get a door to myself. I push you aside, I push you aside. Finally, I close this space, get a door to myself. I push you aside and I push you aside, and it's fine. I close this space, get a door to myself. I push you aside and I push you aside.
Hey, I'm Doc here on Ecstasy Radio, and I'm joined by Rioghan today. So, I want to ask you about your music. How would you typically describe the music you create?
We have thought about this a lot, and we have thought about what really is the genre of Rioghan.
Mhm.
And we really haven't made up our minds because we want to do everything all at once.
Okay.
But maybe that because we are doing all kinds of stuff, then it falls into progressive metal. I think that's like the most convenient genre for us. But I don't want to be in a box, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping all the options open.
Yeah, that was something I didn't, because I listened to your album, Different Kinds of Losses, and Home and Bruises and all the songs on that. And then we get sent from your record label, Inverse, they sent us over a cover of Toxic, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm like,
what is this now?
what are they up to now, you know? And but I listened to it and I played it several times here on the show, and I loved it, and love your cover of "Sweet Dude," and not "Sweet Dude." I keep saying that "Sweet Death" by King Dude.
Well, that fits.
It
It
doesn't,
is,
it
sweet
doesn't,
dude.
but
Now it is forever, sweet dude.
there you go. Yeah, "Sweet Dude" forever now. But it is awesome. You know, just the just because I was wondering, I was like, why are they doing covers, you know? And then like you guys pull so much more out of those songs than the originals. I would tell you that uh your versions of those songs are actually better than the originals. And I rarely ever say that, but it's true. I want to ask you about the concepts and ideas in your music. What kind of concepts and ideas do you explore in your music?
Well, there is a very wide variety of stuff, but mainly my music, it's kind of it's a small window to my head.
Okay.
Maybe that's the best thing how to describe it.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's very mellow, and sometimes it's very aggressive.
Hmm.
You know, it's because when I experience big emotions,
Hmm.
I did for a long time. I didn't really have a way to cope with those,
Hmm.
and I have had several rough times in my life. I have
Yeah.
had some mental issues and stuff, and I didn't really have a way how to get those things out.
Yeah.
And then I found writing, and then it still felt a little, it was less of something, and I
Hmm.
wanted it to be more.
Yeah.
So I think the singing and the music, that is what makes things whole somehow. It
Hmm.
makes me whole.
Yeah. I yeah, I get that definitely. You are
So
working.
I think maybe actual answer to your question was that I explore different emotions
Hmm.
and how to work them out.
Yeah, you're working with some of the biggest names in Finnish independent music right now. You know, just on your album, you were working with the lead singer of Red 11, and uh you know, Yana and Alessa. You know, you're on their newest EP. You
Hmm.
guys are doing incredible. You know, and just it's just a pleasure to have you here on this radio show to actually be talking with you. So
Thanks.
yeah, it's no
We are
problem.
all friends.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you are, and you're new friends of ours. I want to ask you about your influences. Who inspired you to create music in the first place?
Well, maybe if we go like way back, like way back,
Mm-hmm.
the first album I ever bought, the first album I bought with my own money was Night Wishes Once. And that
Mm,
is still one of the albums that are super important to me.
mm-hmm.
And that is one band that I have always looked up to, and
Mm,
been like following their career a lot, and they are very inspiring to me. And
mm-hmm.
also I have always liked uh Tuomas's lyrics
Mm-hmm.
too,
Yeah,
so that has been also kind of inspiring me to write.
yeah. Nightwish is one of my favorite bands as well. I just, I mean, they evolved so much, you know, and you just,
Yeah, that's the right word. I was looking for that too. Like
yeah,
they faced all kinds of difficulties and just overcame.
yeah, and then they never quit. You know, they never quit.
Hmm.
You know, and they just evolved, and they've gone through several different members of the band, and I think
Hmm.
every everything that they've done, they just evolved so much. They're one of my favorites too. So, uh, yeah, found a kindred spirit here on the radio. So,
Yeah.
have you guys opened live for anyone? Have you guys played live?
Yeah, we had our first live show just a few weeks back in November in Helsinki, and that was kind of we didn't open for anyone. It was kind of an event where there were 3 bands all together, and we are all kind of in the same page right now, like trying to get through to people. And that was we rehearsed a lot before the show, and somehow I was more nervous when we had our last rehearsal than I really was on the stage when I needed to go. So I really felt at home there. I loved the show. I loved like everything about it. So now we are just trying to get more shows because we have the setup and we can go wherever, whenever.
Very cool. Very cool. You guys, I'd love to see you live. I know you guys are in Finland, but if you guys ever make it over here to the States, please do let me know, and I will do my best to go and see you guys live.
I will promise that at some point we will.
Yeah.
I will promise you this.
Reach out to me and let me know. You got my number now, so you know exactly how to get a hold of us. So we'd love to come see you and meet you and everything. So if you could perform with anyone, who would it be and why?
Well, that was a hard question because there's too many options.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be a hard question.
Well, maybe I have no idea. All my favorite bands. I want to be with everyone. I want to be with Catatonia. I want to be with Lepros. I want to be with Nightwish. Damn, I want to be with Britney Spears.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
What if we make an event where all of these guys are, and then that would be great.
Yeah, we'll call it the Ecstasy Radio Rioghan show. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I'm not good with names, but call it the Ecstasy Radio Rock Out Blast.
And Britney Spears will be headlining.
Yeah, well, no, actually, you guys will be headlining. But no.
Oh yeah, she will be featuring with us.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Trademark that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So when it comes to performing live, what is the most important thing to you?
Well, I think I'm kind of a perfectionist. I have to admit that. So to me, it's super important that I know all the songs through and out. Like I have to be in with the songs, really. And I also we have rehearsed some choreographies to the songs because I wanted to expand my expression somehow, and then the movement kind of felt a way to do it. And when we rehearsed the live things, and then it just really, it felt like, this is it. This is what I want to do. There was like a 45-minute set, and that was 45 minutes of zero worries of anything, when you can just concentrate on the second you are in. That's the best part somehow. But yeah, I think it's very important that I personally, if I mess something up, like if I do something wrong or don't get to a note or something like that, then at first it was like I was mortified. I was like, oh my God, we can't do this. I can't do this. But then I watched some live videos and like other people and other artists that I look up to. And then I kind of realized that the most important thing is to be present in the moment.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter if you do one mistake somewhere. Nobody even notices it because you are in that space and in that moment with your band, with the audience. And that's where the magic is, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've done the same thing actually when I performed live. When I made a mistake, I I would clam up, and start,
Hmm.
over analyzing things that I shouldn't,
Yeah.
and yeah, leads to a mess, at the end of it. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you just, and mistakes that you make, people more often than not will realize it, that you've made a mistake. They don't, they might actually assume it's part of your set, but um, but yeah, I mean, if it's a blatant mistake that they, the audience can um sense and notice, it's something you can joke about, something you joke
Hmm.
about with them,
Yeah, and
make them
also
laugh.
I think making mistakes is just being human, and
Mm-hmm.
if something, and that's kind of the part of why people go to see bands live, because
Mm-hmm.
you want to see they are actual people, they are, flesh and blood, and they also do stuff, and they sweat, and they sometimes play wrong, sing wrong, and
Yeah,
they kind of, you get the kinship
yeah,
for the people you idolize. So
yeah.
I think that's part of it, because if things are too polished and
Mm-hmm.
everything is like, maybe, or everything comes from backing track and everything is just perfect, then you lose the humanity in
Yeah,
that, and then it becomes boring very
yeah,
often.
yeah. You rob what it means to be music if you do that.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful things, at least I think, in my opinion, about music is its imperfections. It's the same thing with
Yeah.
people. Some of them. Sometimes you meet um, people that their imperfections are what make them beautiful to begin with, and it's the same thing with music. Sometimes you come across a song that you know, uh, it's not exactly what you would do, but it's what somebody else did, and that's what makes it beautiful, you know, in the
Yeah,
end.
and that's also what makes it very fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Ryogan, if you could meet any musician, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
You only have hard questions. You
they,
just have
they get
easy
easier from here. They get
questions.
easier from here, I promise.
Okay. Well, I just actually this is now when I thought about it for a second, just last week,
Mm-hmm.
I heard a song by there's this new album,
Mm-hmm.
and the artist is called Björk,
Mm.
and the album is Heart Rot, and I think he is this is a solo work from the guitarist
Mm-hmm.
from Amorphis,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
I really loved the album, and the song I heard from there was Värinvaihtaja, and
Mm.
there was featuring a Finnish very widely known singer called Ismo Alanko,
Mm-hmm.
and he really is someone that I would like to sit in the same table with,
Okay.
because his career and everything. I know many people, and more probably anyone from your radio has never heard of him.
Probably no. I
but
no. I have not. No.
but yeah, I think he is someone that I really, he's so interesting, and all the choices he has made in his career and his life, that's super interesting. And also I have a boring choice, maybe, of course, Florian Sen would be someone
Okay.
I would like to meet.
Very cool. Very cool. Unfortunately, I say this every show, almost every show. I do have to introduce the next song. I love talking with my guests. But I do have to introduce the next song. This is a band that I think you're very familiar with. This is
Hmm.
Olese, with their song, and
Yeah.
you can correct me if I'm saying this wrong, and if I'm saying it wrong, Yana will probably smack me. But yeah, it's their song Oyan Kusumus.
Well, that was pretty good.
That's how he said it. But all right.
Yeah, that sounded good. You did it right.
Okay. Here it is. This is Alessa with their song Oyan Kusumus. We'll see you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
place I sometimes go, where it's raining, mist and cold, far away from peaceful light and warm. But I hold it, I embrace. Dark cloud shadows cross my face, Viking anger and a lust for more. And you reflect that part of me, and in your eyes I see the darker side of me. Always near, it walks beside me like a silent friend.
And that was Violet Sin with Fading Love. Before that, that was my very good friend Tim Steinruck with his band The Mighty One with Darker Side of Me. What I've got up next for you is Dark the Suns with their song Raven. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show. Hey, I'm Doc here on Ecstasy Radio, and I'm joined here today by Rioghan. So, Rioghan, I wanted to ask you, what influence do you think the fans have on your creative process or your live performances?
Well, okay, this was hard. You promised they would get easier.
They are going to get easier, I promise.
They are not. Well, what? Okay, rephrase. So, what kind of influence? What did you ask?
Yeah, what kind of influence do you think the fans of your band have on your creative process or your live performances?
Well, we have a few very devoted fans, which are my favorite people in the world. And I think all the support that they have given us, and also from the fans that are like they like us on Facebook and follow on Spotify and that kind of stuff, that you never really meet them probably in person, but they are there. That makes me kind of humble. And also I promised myself that when I make stuff, I will not think about other people and what would they think and what would they like. But now when we are making the second album, I have caught myself doing that at few times, and I have had to stop myself, because I started kind of comparing the demos we have now to what we had in the first album. And then I started thinking that what if this isn't any good, and what if people who liked that song, they are not gonna like this song. And then I realized that this is wrong, and I have to take 5 and just breathe and not think about this. So I think it's very easy to let other people's desires control yours.
Yeah.
Because you are just because I am also at heart, I'm a people pleaser, and I don't want to be a inconvenience to everybody and that kind of stuff. And I have worked on that a lot. That I would be like my own person and not just think about other people. So this was actually harder than I thought.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to let other people influence our stuff, really. Although I love them all, but this is our stuff, and that's what makes it pure, because it's just us and we do what we want.
There you go. That's the way it should be, and that's the reason that the show has stayed independent, because independent record labels, they give you more freedom to be yourself, and they don't control your artistic process, and how you create things. Want to ask you, because you've collaborated with a lot of people. I mean, you collaborated with Tony from Red 11, Yana from Alessa, Alessa, their band, and not just him. You've collaborated with a lot of people. I want to know, what are some of your dream collaborators? Like, who would you really love to collaborate with, past or present?
Well, I have already collaborated with my dream people. So I kind of started with that. So now I have been thinking, and actually, when we decided to make another album, I thought about a lot that maybe who should we ask? Should we get a lot of people involved, like with the first album and that kind of stuff? But then kind of I realized that the first album was kind of a learning journey for me and for us, and how we realized that even though there were a few songs that were made by very well-known people,
Mm-hmm.
and after all, the songs we made ourselves were just as popular and they were just as good.
Yeah.
And people couldn't pick out from the album that who did what. And that
Yeah.
was very eye-opening experience for me, because I was very worried about that maybe there is like one hit song and then there's three kind of like school grade C songs
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But then when I heard them as a whole, I realized that we are onto something, and we need to trust ourselves. And then I decided to ask no one
Well,
for the second album. We have one new person involved in the second album,
mhm.
and I won't reveal his name yet.
Oh, come on.
But
No.
yeah, it's
Okay.
been pretty interesting to work with him.
All right. Well, I mean, like you said, you are recording a second album.
Hmm.
When can we expect that album to come out?
Next year.
Next year.
And I have already decided that if everything goes as planned, like it always does,
Mhm.
so never, but
Okay.
maybe if even something goes as planned, we might have a first single in May,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
And the whole album is anticipated in maybe by the end of the year,
Hmm.
but next year,
Okay.
really.
All right. Yeah. When
So
you
not too long.
yeah, when you said next year, I thought, being we're so close to like 2024, I was thinking you were saying 2025. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's too
no,
long.
it's no. It will be the year that begins in a few weeks.
Okay. All right. I wanted to ask you too, being that you've done cover EPs 1, 2, and 3. What other songs would you like to do a cover of that you haven't done yet?
Well, I have a big list from,
Okay.
from those
We got
because
all
I
day.
really I love doing covers because it's kind of everything I have learned,
Mhm.
like singing wise, I
Yeah.
have learned through imitating
Yeah.
other people and imitating other songs and learning other people's songs.
Mhm.
So of course there are many songs that have a special like place in my heart
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I've been singing to them for a lot and like many years. So maybe one thing that we haven't done yet, I would like to do a cover of one Anneke van Giersbergen's songs, because those are very special to me,
Mhm.
all of them. That
There's-
would be one.
There
Yeah.
was a band recently that Inverse sent us, and we haven't played it yet. I might play it later in the show, I don't know. But they did a band of they did a cover of Paratisi. That's a very popular song there in Finland, and I liked it. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd like to see you guys because you guys have Finland has so much, so many great Finnish folk songs. I'd like to
Yeah.
so many of them. Paradisi is one of them. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But you guys have so many of them. I'd like to see you guys take one and make it yourself. And I'm not trying to influence you and tell you what to do.
Okay, it's a Finnish folk song.
Yeah,
That's interesting
have
because
so-
I listen to a lot of folk music, and I like a lot of kind
Yeah.
of this acoustic stuff, and I
Mhm.
listen to a lot of folk and neo folk and
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. So the influence is already there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
got that.
maybe.
Yeah, it's got that melancholy. Like just Finnish music in and of itself.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are drinking in your water, but you guys have
We don't drink water, we drink Koskenkorva.
okay. What is that?
That's booze.
Oh, okay. But
Made from potatoes.
oh, okay. So it's like vodka, pretty much. Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, to be real, I don't really drink
Okay.
alcohol that much. That's kind of just a flying joke,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Finnish people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's Finnish people are pretty gloomy in general.
Yeah, that
We are not
yeah.
social creatures. We like to be by ourselves in the dark, and that affects you.
That melancholy, man. But it's so like I would never wish anything bad on anybody. But that melancholy that you have in your music, it's just so beautiful. It's just the way that Finnish people sing about sadness and heartache and just pain, just that melancholy. You guys do it so beautifully. Like it just it'll make you cry, kind of just hearing it, just crying because it's so sad, but because it's so beautiful, that the way that you guys do
Yeah,
it and
somehow
translate
the
it.
emotion gets through from the music to the
Yeah.
other side.
Well, yeah, it comes through your um through your folk music too, because I'm a big fan of Finnish folk music as well. Um, it comes through, and it's one of those things that'll get you caught up in your throat, when you hear it,
Yeah.
and just like, oh my god, like it's sad, but it's melancholic, but it's so beautiful, and that's why some of my favorite, actually, all of my favorite music comes out of Finland, but and I love it. That's why I love, talking with Finnish musicians like yourself. We have to get back to the interview instead of me gushing over your music. I wanna ask you, we don't have much of it left. 2023's end is almost over, or it's almost up. But what do you guys have planned for the rest of 2023?
We have planned. Wait, I have to think about my calendar. We have planned at least one day to go through the demos for the next album.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I am trying to get our own merch web store up and running. It's almost ready, but I think we can get it live during this year still.
Yeah.
And also, I just sent the booklets to the vinyl press place. So I'm not sure if they're gonna come during this year, but at least first thing in January, we are gonna get vinyl edition from different kinds of losses.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Now we've spoken about the fact that you guys are going to be releasing an album next year. What else do you guys have planned for 2024?
We are hoping to get more live shows because that is like that feels like the proper next step in this thing, because it was just it was magical. All the rehearsals have been magical, and
Mhm.
the actual live show was so awesome.
Mhm.
I need to do more of that. So in the midst of making the new album and probably making some videos for the
Mhm.
singles and that kind of stuff, I hope we can get a few shows here and there.
Okay.
Maybe some summer festivals or something.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. And I want to ask you, what is the best advice that you've ever received and could offer to new musicians coming up?
Okay.
Yeah, promised you
I
that it would get
always I
easier.
always take like 5 seconds, like okay, what am I gonna answer? Maybe my chords in my head are just long, or I'm pretty slow. But yeah, I think best advice to musicians would be that you just have to believe that what you do is good, because it is. If it comes from you, if it comes straight from your heart, then it is good,
Mm,
because that's you.
yeah.
And I think if you can capture the emotion and a piece of your soul to a piece of music,
Mhm.
then someone will love it.
Yeah. It's really, really sound advice. Because there's like what over 6 billion people on the planet right now, and you know, at least one of them will like what you're doing. And
Yeah.
yeah. So, that's very sound advice. Is there anything that you would like to tell your fans that might be listening out there?
Well, first of all, you are the best people in the universe. And I'm very stoked about the fact that you have taken the courage to press play to something that you don't know. Because sometimes I notice it myself, that sometimes I just want to listen to stuff that I already know, and all the new stuff is scary, and somehow it's not too appealing to me. But then when I go through some new releases and link dive to new bands, I never regret it.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that we have also found our place.
Yeah. You guys are incredible. You're an incredible band. Everything that you guys like, every time that Inverse sends over something that has Rioghan on it, I know it's going to be good. So you guys are an incredible band, and I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. Thank you so much, Rioghan. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It
No,
was a nice talk.
no problem. And where can the listeners find your music?
Probably all the main streaming services like Spotify, Apple
Mhm.
Music,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And of course, YouTube is there, and also in YouTube, in Inverse Records channel, there are all the music videos
Very
if you
cool.
want to watch.
Very cool.
And our most active social media is Instagram,
Okay.
and there you find it with @Rioghan Darcy.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really do appreciate it. Guys,
Thanks.
definitely check out Rioghan. They are an incredible band. You'll catch them here on Ecstasy Radio every show. So definitely go check them out. Thank you so much, Rioghan. I appreciate it. And that was my very good friend, Rioghan. Rioghan, you are always welcome back on the show. Always, 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 always. So let's keep the rock and rolling here, guys. I've got Minimal Regrets next with their song Emptiness. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
travel in empty space. The colors fading, and I won't fade. It's a resolution. I give myself to you. This action is goodness. When bury me so slow. Body's emptiness. I will kill myself. Body's wrong with me.
And that was Chroma with Trace Amounts. Before that, there was No Show with Curtain of Ignorance. What I've got up next for you is Beyond Today with Upside Down. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
starts drifting away, weakened by the gravity of every passing day. Burn out, set me free now. Taking over, turning black and blue. Just take it away. Locked within my mind, I feel consumed. Just take it away. Inside, outside, am I upside down? Take my hand, I think I'm falling through. This part of me burns out.
Hey, this is Paul Crosby from Cold Words, and you're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your #1 free rock and metal radio show.
that you're gone, that I'll never see your face again. All these memories all at once, it's too hard to make it all make sense. I wanna scream, I wanna cry, 'cause I believe we had more time, and now I dream a flat line. I guess I'll see you in another life. A fresh cut opens and I bleed through. A death so sudden doesn't seem true. I flash back to a time in my youth when my idol stood tall and I say you'll never know if last time was the last time, until you feel your heart break and your tongue tied, and then you feel your gut sink through the floor tile, and you give anything to see one more smile. It just hit me that you're gone, that I'll never see your face again. All these memories all at once, it's too hard to make it all make sense. I wanna scream, I wanna cry, 'cause I believe we had more time, and now I dream a flat line. I guess I'll see you in another life. I won't forget your words, I won't forget your name. The good I have that we live and breathe. I look out from below and see your name drawn in the stars. I want you to know I'll carry you with me in my heart. It just hit me that you're gone, that I'll never see your face again. All these memories all at once, it's too hard to make it all make sense. I wanna scream, I wanna cry, 'cause I believe we had more time, and now I dream a flat line. I guess I'll see you in another life.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
There's something holding on to me. Why can't I just let it go? Relive my mistakes, stuck in the past with no way out. I can't forgive myself.
And that was Blacklist Union with Keys to the Kingdom. Before that, that was As Tides Rise with their song Turning Tables. What I've got coming at you is Weightless World with Sleepwalking. I'll catch you guys back here in a bit. You're listening to Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show.
It's now
Hey, I'm Doc, and I'm the host of Ecstasy Radio, your number one free rock and metal radio show. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. I really do appreciate it, but unfortunately, I do have to end the show now. But you guys know me. I'm never one to leave you empty-handed. Never. I've got Isometry last with their song Break the Loop. Guys, I really want to wish every single one of you a very, very happy holidays. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. So I'll catch you guys back here again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel as always, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So catch us then and keep the rock a-rolling. Happy holidays.
I see through your light, feel something